Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp, home of the Florida football team. Today, the undefeated Gators play their once and perhaps future nemesis, the Tennessee Volunteers, led by quarterback Joshua Dobbs. At stake, relevance in the SEC East and a return of the rivalry that once dominated the league. We welcome all of you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon, the Tennessee Volunteers come into the Swamp to take on the Gators of Florida. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. In the 90s and early in this decade, this was one of the premier football rivalries in all the country. Philip Fulmer was at Tennessee, Steve Spurrier at Florida. In recent years, though, both teams have fallen from the top. In spite of that, Florida has won the last 10 games, and they have done so in a dominating fashion, as you see. Gary, what relevance, if any, does that streak have to this game?
You know, Vern, I think for the players, not much. But for the fans, for the Tennessee fans, it's a huge deal. And I think it'll create pressure in this game if it gets tight in the football game.
Well, how does Tennessee go about breaking the streak?
You know, Vern, I think it has to be their quarterback, Joshua Dobbs. If there was one guy coming into this season that Tennessee thought and the SEC fans thought was going to have a breakout season, it was Dobbs. I mean, people thought he might be this year's Dak Prescott. Now he's played fine, but he hasn't been that difference maker that a lot of people thought. And I think in this game, he has to dominate that position because he's going up against a guy at Florida in Will Grier that right now Florida is managing. They don't want Will Grier to beat them, and they want to see if they can play around that freshman quarterback. So I think in this game, Dobbs must be a difference maker.
Well, to make it more difficult for Florida, two players have been suspended for this game only, including the backup quarterback, Treon Harris. How does that affect things?
You know, most people would think it would be Tabor, the defensive player, but I think it's the backup quarterback. Last 2 years, Florida has used their backup quarterback to make a difference in this game, and the way you call plays as an offensive coordinator without a primary backup could affect play calling.
What will you be looking, what segment of this offense or defense do you think will be significant?
You know, Verna, I think both coaching staffs walked in that defensive line meeting room and said, you know, there's a lot of different ways we can win this game. But you guys, you front four on both sides can dominate the game. The weakest point of Florida and Tennessee is their offensive lines. The strongest point could be the defensive lines. Which group will dominate?
And you see what will become a full house here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the Tennessee Volunteers and the Florida Gators. Moments ago, Allie with head coach Jim McElwain.
Coach, you're without two players who were suspended this week. One of them is quarterback Treon Harris. Not having your backup quarterback, how does that affect your game plan today?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where we'll welcome back next week, and at the same time, somebody else will step up. And I'll tell you what, though, doesn't get much better than this, does it?
No, it really doesn't. It's been a decade of dominance against this Tennessee team. How do you keep the streak rolling?
Well, hopefully we've taken care of that during practice. So now we just come out and have fun.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
You know, Vern, I think that's been the theme that Jim has used all week. McElwain has just said, let's just concentrate on the basics. Let the score. He learned that right from Alabama. That's exactly the way they do it.
Where he was once the offensive coordinator. And a quick sprint across the field, and we find Allie LaForce now with Butch Jones.
Coach, you're coaching in just your third Tennessee-Florida rivalry game, but it's been a long 10 years since Tennessee has beaten Florida. Why will today be different?
Well, we understand what's at stake, and we're responsible for what we create on this football field, and it's going to come down to following the plan to win.
Florida has one of the best defenses in the SEC. How can you dictate the tempo today?
Well, it's going to be, first of all, mixed downs. We have to own mixed downs. We have to keep them off balance, and we have to be in manageable third down situations.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
First meeting back in 1916. Powell drifts back and will take a knee. Now let's check the Chick-fil-A starting lineups now. We begin with the quarterback, Will Grier.
You know, Vern, Will Grier has really bailed out this team with his feet just as much as they thought it would be with his arm. He's a work in progress, but when you talk to everybody around the program, they believe the future is bright. But, you know, we've been here. Hard to learn in this league.
He is a redshirt freshman. Went all the way last week in the win at Kentucky, after which his head coach, Jim McElwain, said, well, he did okay.
Did okay.
First down 10. Kelvin Taylor is the running back alongside Grier. Deep down the middle, and he overthrows an open Antonio Callaway. Well, Will Grier up and down so far in these games.
Yeah, not unexpected, especially that big game against Kentucky on the road. You know, playing an SEC game, that strike over the middle was the one he just missed right there. So they gave him a play call, but it's been his legs on busted plays that have really bailed out the big Gators. This interception on first down was probably his worst play of the game.
Second down 10 after the missed pass. Cameron Dillard, number 54, will snap it back. Here's a quick cross to Kelvin Taylor. And let's introduce you to the Florida offense. Sharp, Thurman, Dillard, Riles, and Halter. Trip Thurman, the senior, the most experienced of that very, very young offensive line. Antonio Callaway, true freshman, has made a big splash early in the season. Well, defensively, you just saw Owen Williams walk off the field. They've got Vereen, Vickers, Barnett. Reeves-Maben had a huge game despite the loss against Oklahoma with 21 tackles in that game. And Ladero McNeil thought his career might be over with a neck injury before the season started. He was cleared to come back to practice on September 14th. Made his first appearance last week, had an interception for 57 yards, and he is starting at safety this afternoon.
Vern, you know, this is going so slow here at the start. I thought they were going to honor us to recognize our first game together in 2006.
That's right. It feels right to be back here during this game, doesn't it? Yep.
One of the trademarks of a McElwain offense is the use of the tight ends all over the field.
Well, they bunch. There's an inside rush, and that's nothing.
According to the game plan.
LaTroy Lewis.
Yes, I'm sorry, Vern. You know, that's one of the things that John Jancic will try to do, the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, is keep this guy in front of him. They know he flashes early. He's done that. I thought Kyle Phillips, number 5, a true freshman in there, came off and kept his eye on the quarterback.
That brings Johnny Townsend on to punt. The deep man is Cameron Sutton, the starting cornerback. This is a boomer taken at the 9. Looks for blocking help and does not get it. Whoa, terrific downfield play. And we'll introduce you now to the Chick-fil-A starting offense for Tennessee, beginning with Joshua Dobbs.
Vern, I think he has to affect the running game. We know he's obviously involved in the passing game, but whether he's keeping the ball or carrying out his fakes, Florida must defend the quarterback, and he has to be an integral part of that running game where Tennessee has struggled so many years against Florida.
Jalen Hurd is the running back. He's had an outstanding start to 2015, and he gets a really good start here. Nice block on a pursuing defender, and Jalen Hurd has picked up a first down.
Oh, what a great sign for this Tennessee football team. Everybody knows the stats. Everyone knows that, you know, as Vern showed you in the open, that Tennessee has struggled to run the ball, and now Jalen Hurd pops a play on first down run.
And is immediately replaced by Alvin Kamara, who's in his first year at Tennessee. In junior college last year, after starting his career at Alabama. He gets the pass, and it's a little bit behind him. Tennessee's offense. Curbison, Robertson, Thomas, Wiseman, Kendrick. Ethan Wolf has caught 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurd, you just saw him. Marquez Noyth, the true freshman Jawan Jennings, and Josh Malone complete the 11 on the field. It's Hurd back in there. He goes right, picks up 3 or 4. Joey Ivey, one of the front 4 for the Florida defense, which is off to a sensational start. Jonathan Bullard can play either outside or in. He goes inside today. Brantley Cox and Vernon Hargraves, arguably the best cornerback in the SEC, and indeed one of the best in the country. 3rd down 6. Joshua Dobbs pumps once, nailed. No pickup block. And it was Antonio Morrison, number 3, the middle linebacker, who came in almost untouched.
Yeah, Joshua Dobbs should know better. Florida, especially new defensive coordinator Jeff Collins, loves to bring the 5th guy. And the 5th guy this time, the linebacker, a key blitz. That means he runs at the running back. If he goes not to somebody else, he keeps going. And Dobbs didn't have that mental clock running at the right rate.
Trevor Daniel, who's averaging over 47 yards per punt. This one low and will bounce at the 36 on one hop. It's taken by Antonio Callaway, and he doesn't find any room. It's a 48-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Take another look, Gary, at Antonio Morrison.
Yeah, you got to know when you see him at the close at the line of scrimmage, get your drop, let it wing, because you got to avoid those sacks. They're coming.
Oh, there's Kurt Magid. About an hour and a half before the game, he led his team with a very emotional recitation, I should call it.
Well, he's been here for a lot of them.
Yeah, he has.
Knows what he's talking about.
Danny O'Brien is in the lineup now, having served his 2-game suspension. Play action. That one's caught by Jake McGee, the tight end, number 83, a 6-year player. And a gain of 14.
Very interesting. When we talked with McElwain and Nussmeier, they both hinted that they were so worried about that front 4 for Tennessee that they may finesse them earlier. And I asked McElwain, I said, much like Alabama did against LSU in that 2011 national championship, and he winked at me. I don't know what that meant.
Oh, no. Here's a big hole up the middle. This is Kelvin Taylor. Cuts to the outside, caught and dropped inside the 10.
Yeah, the safety that time could have kept that with about a 10 or 11-yard play, but he falls down coming up. I think it's Brian Randolph, number 37. A nice move in the hole. It is Randolph. Randolph comes up, loses his footing, and then Taylor makes it into the secondary and inside the 10.
That's a gain of 47 by far. His longest gain of the year. He had only 45 yards in last week's game at Kentucky. Here's Taylor again inside the 5. Well, much documented confrontation after Kelvin Taylor made a throat slash gesture in the win 2 weeks ago, and Jim McElwain got in his face with a profanity-laced tirade. We talked to both of them yesterday. Kelvin Taylor said he's good with it. Jim McElwain said it's in the past.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of handled this well. McElwain knew he needed to do better, and I think Kelvin Taylor, you should give a lot of kudos to. He took it for the team, basically. He knew he was a little bit wrong and just said, yes, sir. And it pays off.
Touchdown, Taylor. Leading the cheers, Jim McElwain.
About Taylor, that whole incident, he knew he could have reacted. He knew his teammates were watching him. He's been with this team for a long time. Highly recruited player, played with Matt Jones last year, kind of sharing the carries. He's the featured back this year, and he knew the coach signaled him out for a message to everyone, and he didn't make it bigger than himself. He kind of said, yes, sir, let's move on and let's forget about it.
New place kicker for Florida, Jorge Powell. The regular place kicker had missed his last 3, including having one blocked last week. He's only 3 of 6 for the year, and now Jorge Powell has knocked home the extra point. Fred Taylor's son. I had to get out of that quickly. Fred Taylor, a star here years ago, and his son Kelvin puts Florida on the board first. Florida will kick off after that 1 minute and 41-second touchdown drive.
Started again with a first down pass. The first play of the game, it was an incomplete. This time a little dump pass, and came back with a successful running play.
Jorge Powell will kick off. Evan Berry, number 29, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Prominent member of the Berry family, his brother Eric. Got to see him last week. Eric, of course, having whipped non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and a star for the Kansas City Chiefs, was in the stands last week when his little brother, one of twins, takes a knee here. Let's go back to
Vern,
the big
you know, if you're going to run the ball in this league, you got to block inside out. Trip Thurman and Cam Dilliard, those are the two guys that did their job in this game. And once you open the hole, that means there's area to run. And you get the one-on-one, and it's hard to stop these backs one-on-one. You got a little bit of a slip there, but when you're running inside out, the center and the guard, and that means those guys are doing the job.
Nice scene on the bench. Jim McElwain, Kelvin Taylor, adversaries for a moment 2 weeks ago. First down 10. Jalen Hurd.
Watch a double
pass. Back to the right side. Here comes the screen. Joshua Dobbs, recipient. He's got no one between him and the goal line. Jawan Jennings, the freshman, threw the pass 58 yards.
Find a way to use Dobbs. What a great call that time by Mike DeBoard, first-year offensive coordinator. You know, I saw this play back when I was doing Michigan when Mike was the offensive coordinator. I think he hit one to Brian Grier just like this back in the day. And Grier didn't take it that far.
Well, here's my dollar. You got Brian Grier into this telecast. I didn't expect that. What a pass! What a play! Aaron Medley with the extra point. And after that 58-yard wide receiver pass to Joshua Dobbs, we're tied. 7-7 ball game. 5:07 to go in the first quarter. Tennessee has tied it up. And here is Medley with the kick. This will go through the end zone. On first down 10 from the 25, Kelvin Taylor, who had a 57-yard run earlier in the ball game to set up a Florida touchdown. This was complete to Antonio Callaway. Tries to drag Emmanuel Mosley with him. The end of the first with the score 7-7. We'll return to Gainesville after this message and a word from your local station. 7-7 as we begin quarter number 2. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Allie LaForce. Kelvin Taylor back on the field. On second down, flip left side, Antonio Callaway, the freshman. Last loss against it was to Louisiana Monroe, and that was in Nick Saban's first year in Tuscaloosa. Grier, incomplete. I think that should have been caught. Antonio Callaway.
I think Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator for Florida, is doing a good job with Will Grier early in this game. Yes, that ball should have been caught. He's giving him quick throws. He's protecting his offensive line against that fierce pass rush from Tennessee. Well, should be fierce pass rush from Tennessee.
Right.
We're wondering if Derek Barnett can make an impact. He was so big a year ago when he broke into the league. Corey Vereen, they really haven't gotten that edge, put any pressure on Will Grier.
Barnett comes from the right side. No pressure here. And the catch is made by Jake McGee, and he tiptoes up the sidelines. I think that's going to be just short of the first down at the 45.
Again, a good job by Will Grier getting his feet set, going to the #1 guy. One of the concerns that Coach McElwain and Nussmeier had about Will Grier's performance against Kentucky was, yeah, he made a lot of wild plays, but there were easier plays available, and he passed up an easy one.
It now becomes 3rd and 3. Here comes the blitz. Grier doesn't get it. What a big challenge by Butch Jones. Corey Vereen and Derek Barnett, the 2 of the 4 you just mentioned.
Well, we exactly set that up. The 2 edge rushers that time just ran right into that play. A nice stunt call that time by John Jancic. He was stunting the defensive ends. They ran right into the play.
Johnny Townsend on to punt. Cameron Sutton is awaiting that punt at the 10-yard line. Cameron Sutton moves up, bobbled it. A muff. Fell on it, though. Cameron Sutton with an oops. Fell right on it. Time call. Well, we thank News for the update. It's 7-7 here, and a first down 10 at the 16-yard line for the Volunteers of Tennessee.
And Vern Hargraves is back on the field.
Up the middle, Dobbs gets a block, hauled down from behind, but he moves it all the way out to the 45-yard line. Ethan Wolf with the clearing block. That's a pickup of 29 yards as Hargraves is back on the field for Florida.
And that's the longest run in this 10-year losing streak that Tennessee has had against Florida. Their longest run previous to this, twice they had 20-yard runs. That's the longest run from scrimmage in 10 years.
First down 10. Sweep to the right. It was jammed up by Jonathan Bullard initially, and a very modest gain out to the 46-7-yard line. Second and 8. Ouch. Keanu O'Neal with the tackle, a forceful one.
And I think this is exactly how the running game is going to be established by Tennessee. These are the Dak Prescott. These are the Cam Newton, the Tim Tebow runs. To run the ball against Florida, Tennessee must involve their quarterback.
Dobbs has carried it 5 times for a total of 20. There's nothing doing on 3rd down. And the ball is just inside the 47. It'll be 4th down.
Was it Brantley that time? I'm not sure. It could have been a whole host of guys that made the play. Winning at the line of scrimmage.
Bullard.
And it was Brian Cox, also number 94, that made a play. And he was a monster in this game a year ago with 3 sacks. 4th down. Are they going for it, or are they faking going for it?
Looks like 4th and 1 instead of 2. They'll go. Right side. Pass. Caught. Wolf, the tight end.
How about the jump pass?
Kamara, beg your pardon.
Kamara threw the ball to Wolf. Ethan Wolf caught the ball. Kamara is going to throw the ball. How about Tennessee giving a taste of the jump pass to Florida?
Wow.
2 big-time calls by Mike DeBoard, offensive coordinator. Of course, Butch Jones had to okay both of them.
Quarterback keeper right side, stiff arm. Fumble.
It might have gone out of the end zone. That could be a touchback. Did it go out of the back of the end zone, or did he get out of bounds? Is he out of bounds? He stepped out as the ball was being fumbled, though. The ball is loose before he steps out of bounds. Oh, my.
Quick snap into the flat. Oh, boy. Fourth down. Or ball down. Alex Ellis with the catch.
I frankly don't understand it. I don't get why we didn't. That's a pretty darn big play. One more look. Does the ball seems to be out to me. And that's either Tennessee's ball at the half-yard line. That looked like a fumble. Or it could have gone out of the end zone.
Motion. He's back. Jalen Hurd.
Well, it's 6 points now. We're not changing that. Once the ball is snapped, it's over. Great drive by Tennessee. Started with the running quarterback for 29 yards and a jump pass on fourth down.
Tim Tebow's in the building, by the way. Extra point coming. We are given every game what is called a flip chart, and at the bottom of it, it lists today's officials. And I read directly from the flip chart. The replay official today is Rob Skelton. We were informed during a previous timeout that the replay official is Steve Landis. Apologies to the Skelton family.
Well, here goes Dobbs. This was the play, 2 plays before. To me, that looked like a clear fumble. Whether it went out of the end zone or not, the replay, the officials, it looked like it would have been Tennessee's ball at the half-yard line in the worst-case scenario. So even though it was not reviewed, it could have been on the half-yard line, but boy, I can't explain it.
Adam, thank you. It's 14-7 here.
There is.
Yeah.
So, you know, the ball could have gone back to the spot of the fumble, but why wasn't this looked at? I don't understand.
Brandon Powell with the return.
You can't fumble it forward. I get that. It goes back to the spot, but why we didn't take a peek at that? That was could have, because I didn't see that was being really, really close. Oh well, touchdown Tennessee.
14-7. 8:13 to go.
Everything is rolling Tennessee's way right now.
Including the challenge that they won. Here's Grier. Almost picked off.
That was great coverage that time from Malik Foreman, number 13, coming across. Coming across the field, Foreman cuts across, gets inside of it, does a nice job of not grabbing the receiver that time and making the play.
Callaway originally committed to Miami, then reversed course and wound up signing with the Gators, number 81. Second down. Grier mix up on the pattern. Callaway turned and bolted to the right, and Grier overthrew him by a good 6 yards.
Remember when we talked about in the open, Vern, about the defensive lines taking advantage of the offensive lines. Again, 2 freshmen in the game right now, might even be 3 if I don't get a look at it. No, actually, Antonio Riles is back in the game, but 2 true freshmen in there and pretty good protection.
Third down 10. Grier with time, overthrows McGee. Is there a flag? There is not a flag. It's Jalen Reeves-Maben again defending.
Yeah, that was really good coverage again by Maben. 2 huge plays by Maben. You get the fake punt on that play, come back and get him on a 3-and-out after the fake punt. Good defense by Tennessee.
Well, fourth down 10. Townsend is on now to punt. Cameron Sutton is deep at the 10. Florida now 1 of 7 on third downs. This one, fair catch, call for, taken. at the 14-yard line. Now Alvin Kamara. Dobbs design run. Spin move. Gets a great block on the edge. Oh, brother. Here's Dobbs. Foot race down the sidelines. Hold out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
He ran out of one tackle that time. I think it was Antonio Morrison, number 3, had him dead to rights in the hole. When Morrison missed him, he was off to the races, and luckily Brian Poole was able to cut him off. But the quarterback, besides throwing the ball, has been the story of the first half for Tennessee.
Here's the Jalen Hurd run. That block, by the way, was thrown by Coleman Thomas, the right tackle. And what a blow he delivered. Dobbs now with 99 yards rushing and 58 yards receiving. The passing yards have been inconsequential. A 62-yard run on that play. Sweep. Not much there. Jalen Hurd is popped by Keanu Neal, number 42.
See it right at the end, cleaned up. Antonio Morrison's there, but Neal comes up and finishes him off.
Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara on either side of Dobbs. Now they spread out. Hurd way to the top of the screen. Florida is bringing 4. Dobbs takes off. Trips and falls. He's going to be short of the first down at the 15-yard line. Now what do you do?
Well, he's been rolling the dice, has Butch Jones, all game, but we'll see here. Quarterback draw, as you called it. Exactly what it was. Dobbs weaves around. He's over 100 yards rushing in the first half of this football game. He has been the wild card. He's been playing like Dak Prescott in the first half of this game.
Aaron Medley is on to try the field goal. He's not a sure thing. He's 4 of 7. This is 34 yards, if successful, his longest of the season. It is up, and it is good. And Tennessee's lead is 10. Joshua Dobbs, terrific first half. He rushed for 107. He caught a pass for 58. Let's go down to Allie LaForce, who's with Jim McElwain.
Coach, a couple of creative play calls have given Tennessee the edge. The 58-yard pass to Dobbs and the jump pass that led to the score. How can you be better prepared for those?
Well, you know, it's something we worked all week, and sure enough, you know, they get us different types, but we knew they'd have to do something like that, so that's something we expected. And yet, at the same time, what we've got to do is control the ball offensively and go stick it in the end zone.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Allie, thank you. That's the end of the first half. 17-7. Tennessee with a lead. And they get the ball to open the second half. Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. We are at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, affectionately known by Gator fans as the Swamp, as we begin the start of the third quarter. Moments ago, Allie LaForce with Butch Jones.
Coach, creative play calling ended up being the difference in that first half. Is that something we can expect to see more of in the second half?
Well, we just talked about momentum plays, and we're going to need some more momentum plays in this game. They're a great defense. They overflow, but we have to get some things sustained. The whole key for us is just staying on schedule and then defensively not giving up a big play.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. And as we mentioned going into the break, Tennessee won the opening coin toss, deferred, so they will get the ball to open the third quarter. By the way, the last time Tennessee led Florida in this series goes back to 2003. They were up at the half and they wound up winning 24-10. They won on James Wilhoit's field goal the next year, and they've not defeated Florida since. Jorge Powell will kick off. This one will chase Evan Berry over to the right side, and he will let it go. Touchback. Well, beginning of the third, back before the ball game, you pointed out the need for Josh Dobbs to come through.
Yeah. You know, the Gator defense has held the tailback position. Kamara and Hurd, 15 attempts for 41 yards. But the quarterback is over 100 yards rushing. But get this, other players have thrown the ball more than Dobbs has passed. These stats are crazy. I don't even. All I'll say is, Butch Jones is right. It's been the gimmick plays. It's what he calls the momentum plays that have been in the difference in the game. And Florida's going to have to find a way to get more offense. They've run the ball okay, but they need way more.
Look at the pursuit from the corner, and then look at Jalen Hurd. Wow. Wonderful run to open the third quarter. He almost got caught behind the line.
Yeah, maybe 3 guys missed him on this play. I mean, it was just, first it was Poole, and then he runs through inside. He runs through Jared Davis on the play, and then he gets to the outside, and I think it's Neal had a shot at him. 3 people misjudged Hurd's speed on that play.
Right side, it's Hurd again. This time, 3 men surround him. Gary, take us through first half trim.
Well, I'm sure it's going to say a little bit of what I just said there. He passed for 24 yards, rushed for 107, and caught 1 pass for 58. Will Grier has been, I think, above average, don't you think, in this game? It's been the big plays. I think Florida would have taken those stats, and of course the trick plays is the difference.
Trick plays being a wide receiver pass for a TD and a jump pass from the running back, which reminded all of us who've done games here back 8 or 9 years ago of a certain number 15.
And the turnover. In the 10-year run, Tennessee has never won the turnover battle in this game. They've tied a couple times, but they've never won the turnover battle.
They lead right now 17-7, and they're looking at a 2nd down and 8. It's Alex Ellis, a backup tight end, who comes to the right, up the middle. Dobbs. Keanu Neal with the tackle.
Well, neither team has been successful on 3rd down. Both have been 1 for 7 in the first half. As Tennessee and Mike DeBoer call this, is it close to 4-down territory? Is this another quarterback run? Interesting call.
Preston Williams is on the field, wide top of the screen. He had 3 big catches last week. True freshman. Dobbs retreats, will take off, looks for a downfield block. He's down at the 18-yard line. That will be short. It's not even to the 18. It's just inside the 19. Alex McAllister got him.
Well, this was going to be another screen right here, this time a middle screen. Florida again defends it, and this time Joshua Dobbs on his own gets around the corner and makes it into 4th and short, where it looks like Butch Jones is at least lining up for a field goal here.
Aaron Medley will kick it. Patrick Ashford is the holder. This is from 37 yards. He's 1 for 1 in this ball game. Now he's 2 for 2.
Successful drive. They ran the ball. They hit a 3rd down play, their 2nd of the game, on a screen pass, and Dobbs has this Florida defense off balance.
20-7, 11:07. A successful opening drive for the Volunteers. Here's Powell. He will bring it out from 3 yards into the end zone. Goes right, looks for blocking help, and doesn't get much. There's a flag thrown from up near the 35-yard line. Tennessee trying to break a 10-year losing streak. Play action. Grier. He's got McGee, but McGee's well covered, and Grier is tackled for a loss. Corey Vereen was the first one there, and then Kirkland, number 34, the true freshman.
Will Grier knows this. He knows it right now. Unfortunately, he didn't know this as the play was going on. It's a 1st down call. If it's not there, help the coach out. Get rid of it and make it 2nd and 10. You know, he's had 2 big mistakes in this game. One where he didn't hold the safety, and now right there where he didn't get rid of the ball. And now 2nd and 20. You know, you got a coaching staff that's going to feel a little bit nervous allowing number 7 to make a big mistake here inside the 15-yard line.
Callaway's near side. He's in the slot right now, number 81. 4-man rush for Tennessee. Grier from the backside eludes a tackle, stiff arm to the 25. He's going to be way short of the first down.
Yeah, he showed why he was recruited there. He's a physical guy, great competitor, got out of the pocket. He did it numerous times earlier in this game. Excuse me, in the Kentucky game and in this game, but it's a little more dangerous in this game, Vern. No backup quarterback. You said that in the open.
3 wides to the right side. 4-man Tennessee rush. They're stunting. And Grier is in trouble. Eludes a tackle, and then he's caught from behind. What a nice play by Kyle Phillips, number 5.
It also was great coverage that time. Will Grier, remember on first down I said he should have thrown it away? Well, this time you can't really throw it away on 3rd down. You try to make a play, you try to get a first down, but just could not get away from the outstretched hand of Kyle Phillips.
Johnny Townsend has had a terrific afternoon. This is his 6th punt. He's averaging 48.6. And Cameron Sutton.
Wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Yes.
Well, I think the Florida defense has their biggest drive of the game right now. They cannot afford to give up any more points to Tennessee.
20-7. Midway through the 3rd quarter. Volunteers lead. First down 10. Antonio Morrison is back on the field. That is great news for Florida. And this is even better news. Yeah.
See, this is the type of plays that happened to Tennessee against Oklahoma in the 2nd half. A lot of negative plays on first down. Florida had an opportunity to make a negative play there, and they've got a face mask right on the play when they had it stopped.
There is no foul on the play for a face mask.
It looks like they're going to say he had him by the helmet and not the face mask. Let's take another look at it. See, because it looked from up here like he had it. The flag went out. And it looked like, I don't know, maybe he had it by the ear hole and the edge of the helmet, but
index finger was in the ear hole.
Yeah, it was not. It was called, so that's a big negative play for the Florida defense.
Here's Dobbs on 2nd down. Popped. Fumble. Picked up, and here we go, Florida.
They're calling him down, Vern.
Brian Cox Jr., and they're saying...
They're calling it a fumbled recovery, but down at the spot. Remember, if you recover it and your knee is down, you're down right there.
Now the boos as they realize what the call is going to be. Here's Dobbs.
Loses the ball clearly.
Knee is down.
Knee is down.
Yep.
Yes, that's
Yep.
the call. Perfect call that time, McGee. But they come out here with, well, at least 5 split receivers all over the field.
Yes, empty backfield. 3 wides to the right side. Here's Grier. Incomplete. Nope. Callaway. Well, in their last 2 matchups, Tennessee and Florida have been aided by the play of backup quarterbacks. Tyler Murphy stepped in for Jeff Driscoll, led the Gators to a 31-17 win. And last year, Treon Harris, who came on late in Florida's 10-9 win. And now, Grier has no real backup since Harris was suspended for this game. Handy off Taylor, couple of yards. Todd Kelly Jr. was the first man there, number 6.
You know, again, good penetration. That time it was Mixon, number 40, that got in the backfield and forced Taylor to make one more move before Kelly cleaned it up. Florida badly needs, you know, I mean, when you look at this, though, you know, they also, a field goal would not, you know, they got a turnover now. They got to come away with points on this. Very interesting call here for Florida.
3rd down 6. Callaway and Powell are the 2 wide receivers to the right. That is Jake McGee, who sets up tight right. Grier off his back foot, too high, incomplete, 4th down. Intended for DeMarcus Robinson.
A little bad body language, you know, a little frustrated body language for the Florida receivers. You saw it on 1st down with the missed throw on the screen. Here, I think Will Grier got fooled by the coverage. He was going to try to throw a quick hitch, but Sutton was baiting him on the play, and he's lucky he just tossed it away.
And look,
comes the offense back on the field.
Leave Jorge Powell on the sidelines.
Didn't surprise Tennessee. They have their first unit defense out there.
4th down, 6. That's Powell in motion to create 3 wide to the right. Rear back. Slant pattern caught at the 10, at the 5. It's Brandon Powell. 1st down goal, Florida.
What a wonderfully set up play here. Well designed and executed by Florida. He goes out in the flat, baits it, and then delays to come back. This would not work without good protection up front. It takes a while, sells it, and comes back in on the angle play. That is a perfect job that was worked on strongly in practice. I think the coaches felt good about it, obviously, and that was another 4th down call in this game.
Gain of 21, 1st and goal. Kelvin Taylor, touchdown, Gators.
Let's give a lot of credit to that offensive line that had so many question marks going into this season. They had the great pass protection on the 3rd, 4th down play, and then David Sharp and Thurman just cleaned out that left side. A wonderful job by an offensive line a lot of Gator fans was wondering were even good enough to compete against anybody. There was doubts that he didn't have enough guys when the season started.
Powell for the extra point. And Kelvin Taylor has now rushed for an even 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It's been the timeouts by the other coaches that have produced the key decisions in this football game. A 4th down plays by 3 different times in this game, and it's always been the result of the opposing timeout.
Now that is the only banner I've seen on any wall. Work 'em silly, Gators. The rest of it, just the enthusiasm of this predominantly blue fan base. And the kick. Evan Berry. He scored on an 88-yarder last week. Jorge Powell saved a ton of yardage.
Sure did. That could have gone to the house. Berry takes it on the run and gashes it. That was a great tackle because that one's going to go, could have gone all the way.
It's Ellis, the backup tight end, and Camara up over left guard. Well, among the longest, you know what happened last week. Florida went to Kentucky and extended that to 29 straight wins. Florida has defeated Tennessee. That's the 3rd longest active streak in the SEC.
Well, I think Tennessee thinks the streak may keep going if they don't find a little passing game. They lost it in the second half against Oklahoma, and they second-guessed themselves about not throwing the ball a little bit more. Are they going to continue to try to just rely on the running game?
Well, Dobbs is 6 for 12 for 33 yards. And he's got a 3rd and 3 here.
Tennessee's got a lead, and Florida says, yeah, I remember it was 9-0 last year in the 4th quarter. Both teams feeling pretty good about themselves.
Quarter expires. We have reached the end of 3 in the Swamp. The Volunteers lead the Gators 20-14. We'll get to Gainesville after this message and a word from your local station. And one of the traditions here at the University of Florida, at the end of 3, the crowd sings "We Are the Boys." Third down 3 as we start the 4th. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Alley the 4th. Florida 2 of 11. Tennessee not much better. 3 of 11 in the ball game. Blitz coming. Dobbs rolls away from it. Pulls up, he'll scramble, and he has got the first down.
That has to be the 4th time, at least in this game, that Florida has had to play defensed. And an athletic play, one time it's Hurd, twice, 2 or 3 times it's Joshua Dobbs. I mean, that is a defended play that picks up a first down. What a play by Joshua Dobbs.
From the 47, first down, they'll come left side on the ground. And that seems a little repetitive. Tennessee on the ground.
They've rushed for more than 200 yards in this game. They've done a lot of things right. They haven't had a penalty in the football game. A lot of things going well. They only lead by a little bit, and the 4th quarter has been dominated in the past by Florida. Tennessee has got some demons. It was 17-3 against Oklahoma. They need to learn to finish the game. Can they do it?
This is Hurd to the 40. Third down. Dobbs, stiff arm. He fights for, he broke a tackle. Now he's got help, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Well, this should have been stopped in the backfield, and that's the feeling by the Gator fans. Antonio Morrison had Joshua Dobbs stopped on the quarterback draw. Watch him come off the edge, unblocked, shakes right through number 1 tackle, gets into the secondary, and not wrapped up. 2 guys, 1 guy going for a knockout blow. I think it was Canoe Neal, and on the edge, Vernon Hargraves going to rip the ball free instead of wrapping up the quarterback.
First and goal, Tennessee on a 17-yard gain. Straight 4-man rush. This one incidental contact at the 1-yard line intended for Preston Williams. Ryan Poole was defending.
He's the almost 5-star, 6'4" freshman. Caught a couple touchdown passes a week ago, and that time he just fell down before he had a chance to jump up potentially.
Second down goal.
Florida will be man-to-man, and they will crowd that box.
3 wide to the right. Hurd goes right. Third down and goal. This is C.C. Jefferson, number 96, with the tackle.
Jalen Hurts carried the ball 25 times. Dobbs has carried it 16, but at times he's thrown it. I mean, he's been scrambling all over the field. It is, a humid, hot day here. You wonder, as guys start to drop, if that's part of the reason. And Bullard is one of their best football players.
And he is down now. Time called to tend to the injured Jonathan Bullard. Stadium, the Swamp, and on the sidelines, Jonathan Bullard favoring his left knee. And moments ago, Gary, take a look at what might have happened.
He's in on the tackle and didn't quite see anything. Did you? Could have happened before he broke off the first block. Well, it's an interesting call here. A field goal's a big 3 points. I think you got to put the ball in the quarterback's hands. Florida's not going to be surprised if he runs it.
Preston Williams, bottom of the screen, wide left, 3rd and goal. Whoa, left side, Hurd, touchdown, Tennessee.
Gashed him. Hurd is a beautiful looking back when he gets some space, doesn't he? Isn't he?
Guess he didn't like it.
right at the point of attack. A great block by 75, 55, 77. Curbison, Robertson, and Thomas. Nice job, and it's gash. Just the threat of the quarterback running the ball was enough, and hurt. Boy, does he get ahead of steam going.
16 plays, 70 yards. They chewed 7:26 off the clock. Medley's extra point is up and through, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point Tennessee lead.
Well, I can tell you the blocks happened right over here. Point of attack, they got the blocks going, and they ran in there. They blocked 2-on-1 and then just gashed it. One defensive player picks the wrong gap. I think it was Neal, the safety, picked the wrong gap, but he's in the end zone.
27-14, and there is some celebrating going on among guys who are underdressed.
I thought Florida was kept off balance, but the times they had the chance to make the play, they didn't make the play.
Well, among other things, Tennessee hit its last 4 third down. Powell. Oh! Jawan Jennings. Woo! Right side caught by Robinson. Well, we saw Jonathan Bullard limp off a moment ago. Let's get more from Allie.
Thank you, Vern. When Bullard first went to the trainer's table, they were stretching his left quad out. Then I saw them feel around in his knee, lower quad area. He got up. He could barely put pressure on it, so he walked slowly over to the stationary bike, and he's riding that now.
Thanks, Allie. Second down. Blitz threatened from the corner. They're coming. And Kelvin Taylor wrapped up as he nears the line of scrimmage.
I have to give it to Tennessee. They continue to attack. They're not sitting back. Another run blitz, third level safety, crashes down inside. I think it was Daryl McNeil got inside on that play and then bounced it wide, and before Taylor could get started on the play, was eaten up. Again, aggressive defense by Tennessee. They've done it all day.
Third down 3, 9:19 to go.
Plenty of time, but you don't want many more punts. This doesn't look right.
It's not. Robinson now casually comes over to the near, well, not casually, came over near side. Grier out of the backfield. It's Robinson. Avoids the tackle, gets a block, and works for a first down out to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of a rub play that time for Robinson to come across. He just crisscrossed. One of the kind of play that everybody has now in these situations. If it's zone, you throw behind it. If it's man, you hit the rub guy coming across, and first down for Florida. You have to hurry it up a little bit. When I have to go for the line of scrimmage, unless it's real long yardage, I don't see Florida punting anymore.
8:34 to go, first down 10. Play action, Grier out of the backfield. It's DeAndre Greensby, the backup tight end. He's listed as the third tight end on the depth chart. Keontae Lewis, who's number 2, is out of this game with an injury, second week in a row.
He's played the whole game, all over the formation, though. He and McGee and the double tight end set have been in there for most of the game, even on this drive. It's like a 4-minute drive for Florida. They have to hurry up, 2 tight ends in the game.
Second down, out to Robinson. Avoids a tackle. He's across the 50 and down at the 47-yard line.
That was a pretty impressive throw that time by Will Grier. It was a short pass, but a long pass from the far hash. He had to know that that ball was going to be in the air for a long time, and he threw it perfectly.
5 catches now for Robinson, and that one a 14-yard gain and a first down. Four-man rush, Tennessee. Grier with time, deep left side, man coverage, overthrown and incomplete. It was intended for Antonio Callaway, and Cameron Sutton had good coverage on the play.
Well, Cameron Sutton has plenty of experience. He's a third-year junior. He had 12 starts as a freshman, 13 starts a year ago, and he's kind of a mainstay at that position and depended on to be almost a shutdown corner out there.
27-14, 7:16 to go in the ball game. And a second down and 10. We're now 16 of 29 for 179 yards. That's McGee moving, blitz threatened, blitz coming.
Perfectly called again.
Yes, it was.
It's like defensive coordinator John Jancic is in the head of Doug Nutzmeyer. 2 times he's brought Vern a run blitz, and he's guessed right on both of them.
Watch number 34, that's Kirkland. Here he comes. Gets a little help from the backside. That was Malik Foreman, number 13. There's John Jancic, came with Butch Jones from Cincinnati. Third down, 10. Here. Misses the stick on. And it's going to be 4th down.
Well, there's not much, as you see Grier come up limping a bit right there. There wasn't much he could do. Defensive tackle, I'm not sure who it was, right off the snap. Might have been LaTroy Lewis, number 4, just gashed inside. At the end of that play, Grier took a kind of a twist to the ankle on that play.
Well, you can see Florida's perfect so far this year. They're looking at 4 and 7 right here. Grier, back foot. Caught. First down, Florida. Jake McGee, the tight end.
Well, they kept in one running back, but they matched up the tight end on to the outside on Reeves Maven, and a perfect throw. Put it in the spot where McGee could go out and get it. You know, on 4th down, it's been McGee to the on one of the plays, and Powell on that other big 4th down play, and then back to McGee.
First down at the 35. Grier, deep left side. This one's too far. DeMarcus Robinson. Well, it doesn't get any easier if you are a Gator. After this Tennessee game, they've got Ole Miss coming in here on the 3rd. Missouri on the 10th at Missouri. LSU, and then that game down in Jacksonville featuring Georgia. It's a tough schedule.
Yeah, I think Jim McElwain knew this was a big one for him. If he wanted to get to 6-7 wins, I think he knew that this was a matchup that he, at home, that he needed badly.
Second down, 10. Grier, hit, recovers, intercepted. No, Robinson, I'm sorry. Robinson has been a big factor in the passing game today. That's number 6 for him.
Yeah, but Tennessee's going to live with that. A 1-yard pass, cutting across. Robinson is out of gas. He can barely go out there and line up. He's so tired. But there's nobody else. Got to go line up. It's a big drive. 2 more plays here.
Third down, 8. Good protection for Grier. Goes right, tipped away. Beautiful defensive play by Malik Foreman, number 13.
Malik Foreman knew it was going. He had help in the middle of the field. He knew he had a safety to his left, our right. So he played the outside of that route and reacted wonderfully to the ball. Nice job.
Well, Tennessee puts its perfect record of 4th down attempts on the line here. They're 3 of 3 on 4th down today. Perfect for the season, Florida. And they've got a 4th and 8.
There's the tight end. We'll go to him again.
Instead he goes to Powell, to the 10. Spin move. To the 5. First and goal.
Football game. Well, how about that? 4th down, 4 of them. Butch Jones is seeing his life pass in front of him right here. A stutter crossing route. Wonderful design play by Florida to get another 4th down. It's been McGee and Powell 2 each now. Or have there been 5, 6, 7? How many have there been now?
4:25 to go. First and goal. Kelvin Taylor alongside Grier. Right side. Tipped away. Incomplete. Emmanuel Mosley got a hand on this one.
Mosley came to Tennessee as a 150-pound athlete. He's now coming close to being 180-pound. He knew he was going to be a great athlete, but he's been all over the field covering fade passes. We haven't really named him much. He's another one of those guys that kind of fall through the cracks in our broadcast so far. He's been out there on the side, and nobody's really attacked him yet.
Second down goal, 27-14.
He's the one that got beat for that late fade by Oklahoma.
Into the end zone. Powell! Touchdown, Gators! Needs a little help getting to his feet.
It's Ladero McNeil. When Powell shifts over, McNeil takes a man-to-man on the play. He's got him. But he doesn't cover him. Nice route by Powell.
How about that? 17 plays, 86 yards, 6 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. But on the other side of it, it's a freshman quarterback. 14 of those were pass plays. When they tried to run the ball, it got blown up. The other run was when he scrambled and he got blew up. Great drive by Will Grier.
Here's the touchdown toss. Brandon Powell. 5 yards. We've got a game. Tennessee, as we've told you throughout, has lost the last 10 games.
Come on. Nobody thought it'd be easy.
No.
Stop it there. No one. There isn't a Tennessee fan alive that thought they'd just walk away with this game.
Evan Berry trips, falls. Out of the spread. They go right. Jalen Hurd picked up 3. Jonathan Bullard, who was injured earlier in this quarter, back on the field and makes that tackle. .345 remaining. Running up the middle, it'll be 3rd down.
And I'm sure McElwain will take a timeout now on 3rd and long. He couldn't give away another 40 seconds. Well, the signs are present on that Florida sideline. They call it the money down. It's there in practice every day. This is the ultimate money down. Tennessee has gone 3 for 3 in their last 4 for 4, in their last 4 third down plays. And Florida knows they've got to cash in here.
Dobbs freelances, but he is nailed behind the line. Jared Davis, number 40, led the way.
Tennessee says we're going to play it a little bit close to the vest. And Jonathan Bullard just manhandled the front of that line, turned it back in, and the whole Florida defense was there to stop it. Plenty of time.
Callaway, the freshman, is deep to return the punt of Trevor Daniel, who's averaging 51 yards per punt in this game, and he hits a beauty. But he's outkicked the coverage, and here comes Callaway. $56-yard punt, 14 on the return, 2:18 to go.
Florida believes that they've got Tennessee's number. Tennessee's trying to take it away from them in the swamp. What a great finish.
First down 10. Jake McGee, who's caught 6 today. Here's Grier. Screen pass, left side. Kelvin Taylor hit and dropped immediately by Jalen Reeves-Maben.
Well, Vern told you he made 21 tackles against Oklahoma. That's a great individual stat, but it also meant that Oklahoma had a lot of plays. But he has been all over the field and smartly all over the field. Remember when Florida tried that throwback pass? It was Reeves-Maben that smelled it out.
Here's Grier, left side, wide open, dropped. In and out of the hands of DeMarcus Robinson.
Robinson tried to make a move before he caught it. He tries to spin back and make a move. He's got it, he thinks he's got it, and then it slips through.
Well, here's your basic big play. Third down 14, 1:45 to go.
Well, it sure hasn't been Will Grier, has it? He's made a few mistakes, but he has more than held his own in this football game.
He's thrown for 220 on 22 of 40, and he's got a 3rd and 14 here. Chase from behind, heaves it away. Derek Barnett, injured earlier.
Yep. Off the bench and around the edge. Here he comes, just like that. He led the SEC a year ago as a true freshman with 18 tackles for a loss. A lot of those were sacks, and he just kind of embarrassed the offensive tackle on that play.
Florida's perfect on 4th downs. Somehow, Jim McElwain dialed up his inner Les Miles.
Well, can this Tennessee defense win it?
1:39 to go. Here's Grier. Lot of time. Got it! Antonio Callaway down the sidelines. Touchdown, Florida. Now to break the tie. Jorge Powell. (28-27). Gators.
John Jansick has been calling a perfect game, but here I question this. He decides to spy, only rushing 3. I would not believe that Florida would call a quarterback draw. But watch number 4, Brandon Powell. He gets the big block. Watch Powell right here. He's going to free the freshman. With the block right there, actually clears 2 defenders on the play. And 2 freshmen, one a redshirt freshman and a true freshman, but Brandon Powell, the 5'9" running back, receiver, slot receiver who caught one touchdown pass, gets the block to spring the touchdown. Callaway and Grier perform, and what a play. Remember, 2 timeouts and time to go.
From the 5, Evan Berry spins and is across the 30. Stunts defensively. Dobbs over the middle. It's caught. Ethan Wolf, the tight end. They have 2 timeouts left. The clock will stop as they move the chain. Dobbs. Oh, he's got him wide open. That's Kamara, first down. They'll hustle up. Clock stops as they move the first down chain.
Boy, this is a mental mistake by Jared Davis, number 40, trying to cut underneath Kamara in this 1st and 15 play. Would have been no big deal for Kamara to catch the ball for a 3-yard gain there. A mental mistake.
First down 10. Here's Dobbs looking left all the way. Mistakes a tackle and tries to get out of bounds. He fumbles it.
It's going to be the second spot of the fumble. They're going to move it back where it was before. This one bounced out cleanly. Again, Dobbs runs away from a sack. A missed tackle on Dobbs from the backside. Before he gets into the secondary, he ran out of another sack that time. I think it was Alex McAllister, number 14, that had him dead to rights.
Aaron Medley's longest this year is 37 yards. Here's Dobbs. Low. Wolf. Out of bounds. That stops the clock with...
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
No, he drove him out of bounds. I think that he's asking. It's a first down, so they stop the clock to set it, and then they'll wind it.
Well, little disorganization. They stop the clock with 3 seconds left. There is a flag.
They have a timeout left.
Illegal substitution on the offense. Penalty is 5 yards. Will be first down. Tennessee has chosen to use their final timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Timeout, Tennessee.
So without the run, without the timeout, it would have been a disaster.
Yep. Well, the last win by Tennessee in this game. Vols made it 28-27 in the fourth quarter, had a chance to tie, but James Wilhoit missed the extra point. Here's the winning, the attempted extra point, and then they drove back into field goal position for the win. Wilhoit from 50.
Hold is good. That's got enough distance. He nailed it. Talk about redemption.
Well, here comes Aaron Medley.
This one will be farther.
Yep. This is from 55 yards away. Low snap. Kick up. Kick is...
McElwain took a timeout to freeze him.
Their third and final timeout in the second half. 30 seconds timeout.
Oh, boy. You know, the opposing coaches calling timeouts have not worked well in this game.
McElwain calls the timeout. Aaron Medley from 55 for the win. It's going to go just right. He had the distance. The streak is at 11.
Last year's loss at home to Florida, Butch Carnes called it the toughest loss in his coaching career. He may have topped it.
Tennessee squandered a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter. Another look at what would have been. And it was oh so close.
My goodness. With plenty of legs.
Yes. Let's go down to Allie, who's with Jim McElwain.
Coach, you called that last time out to hopefully ice the guy. He misses anyways. Was that one of the most nerve-wracking moments?
No, you know what? Our guys hung in there and played. Not sure we deserved it, but you know what? There's something about these Gators, man. They're special guys, and if nothing else, maybe we sold some more popcorn.
Tennessee led for most of this game, and you had a lot of banged-up players. You played through a lot of injuries. How resilient was your team today?
Like I said, I'm just really proud of them. We felt the whole time we could stop them. Didn't generate much offensively, but when we had to make some plays, we made them, and you know what? That was a lot of fun.
Will Grier played without his his backup quarterback today. He was banged up. He was hurting in several different places, but he went out there and he grinded. What were you impressed with him today?
Well, you know what? He stayed in the moment, you know, and that's something we talk about is don't worry about anything else. Just go win this down. And for the most part, he persevered a lot, scrambled around a little bit, but stayed in the moment, and I was proud of that.
Your team was perfect today on 4th downs. What gave you the confidence to continue to make those calls?
I didn't like punting. I don't know.
Coach, go enjoy that popcorn. How about that?
Thanks.
The Gators are 4-0. Well, we came hoping for a heck of a ball game. We got one.
The last 2 touchdown drives, 3 4th-down conversions.
So for Gary Danielson and Allie LaForce, Vern Lundquist saying so long from Gainesville. Gators win, undefeated for the year. The Dodge postgame show is up next after these messages and a word from your local station.